So this is my ice minion build from Last Epoch for 0.9. I'm basically documenting the progress I had, and I'm documenting the setup that I had. This build could very much be optimized, in my opinion. And when Merchant's Guild comes out and we can have trade, I think this build is most likely where I'm going to start. And that's partially why I have this video here. I'm showcasing here an arena, and as you can see, I'm level 81. It's in level 85 area. All my resistances are capped, and that's just showing the character screen. You can see it's a minion build. Minions in Last Epoch are very fun. I do enjoy them. I'm not a big fan of minion builds in PoE. So you'll see lots of ice coming out. We have skeletal mages, we have skeletal archers, we have one skeleton warrior, and we have an ice golem. We also have this skill, which is a little bit like Soul Rend, called Hungering Souls, and that's our right click. And on left click we have Spirit Plague, which I will likely not keep when I run this a second time. Again, this is documenting a setup that you could use as a starting point to inspire yourself. If you think this could be the kind of playstyle when you get Last Epoch, or if you're like, hey, ice minions sounds interesting. What I really want to figure out is how do I optimize and reconcile minion attack versus minion spells? Because what I did was I scaled crit, and then I kind of scaled both attack and spell, and I think if I could really focus in on one or the other, maybe just get like the spells up of the ice golem, it could be better. But we'll see. With the archers, I'm not sure. There'll be new uniques coming as well. So it's just some raw footage. You know, it's just like a little bit, not higher end echoes, but strong enough to show that this build, you know, could get through campaign fine, and it could get through a lot of the monoliths. I think it would hit a wall soon when I really started going through the different echoes and advancing them. Never really made it that far. Without trade, you know, you burn out on it a little bit. And so the game will be much more interesting with the Merchant's Guild and the Circle of Fortune coming. A lot more build opportunities coming. So again, this is documentation of the setup for you and for me, because I'm going to use this as a baseline. There's no POB in Last Epoch. I don't, to my knowledge at least. Okay, so let's look at the details. Again, what we're using here. Spirit Plague was added later. I may not use it again. I might replace that with something different. Mostly Hungering Souls. We scale necrotic damage, necrotic spells. It's like this, it's like Soul Rend. That's Spirit Plague. Summon skeletons. We have a bunch, we only have one warrior. We converted most to archers. And then my movement skill is built in to my summon skeletal mages. And the mages are cryo mages. Ice mages. I tried 2 golems at one point, 2 weaker golems. I like having one stronger golem better. And here's the tree of the Acolyte, our passive tree. Looks like this. And our passive tree of our Necromancer Ascendancy looks like this. Of course, we're hitting up the cold nodes at the end. It's the most important part. I'll reference this and see if it should be upgraded in the future. Here is our skill tree for the skeletons. Mostly we are utilizing Ice Arrow. And then when it comes to the mages, we're of course turning them ice. That's the theme. I'll just like, let's go all ice. Now, we could try all necrotic next time, you know. You could really play around with the customization in the Last Epoch. Each skill has its own mini tree. Here's the nodes related to our movement. Here's our bone golem. The tree looks like that, and then in the lower left corner, we're making it ice, a deathchill golem. Here's our Spirit Plague setup. Hungering Soul setup. Here's the gear. We're using this set here because it helps our curse spell cast speed. It helps a lot to do with our curses and our minions, so that's what I used. I'm going to really try to improve the affixes or buy better gear or craft better gear. Using this all as a baseline, this is the glove we use. I think a good rare glove would be better. May not need to cap all reses. I might play around with that, just capping the important ones. Freeze rate multiplier, very useful on the body armor. This amulet is very great. As you can see, I've never actually bothered to put the legendary potential on, so it's still unique, but this can have 2 legendary potential. I will definitely be keeping this amulet. I would definitely recommend keeping that amulet. And the idols are going to change. I'm just going to hover over them. Idols are a good way to get your reses up. But yeah, I'm going to really scale Scaly Mages. I might simplify it to Scaly Mages and Golems and go from there. That's the plan for 1.0.